Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to show you some of the differences that I see between two of our most popular leathers and color options. So we have natural shell Cordovan as well as natural Chromexcel. So let's go through the difference of these, but also want to show you some of the wallets and watch straps and belts that we're shipping out today. So to start off first here, the natural shell Cordovan has become well known for its ability to develop a patina, and when this leather is worn, it gets much more dark and golden brown just from normal use, and also the luster increases. And you can see here, it starts off very bright and shiny to begin with, but that luster changes a little bit differently once it starts to be worn. You start to see luster develop almost from inside of the leather. You get this nice layered effect of luster that is very unique to the shell Cordovan. But the luster on the Chromexcel leather is also very nice, but the Chromexcel luster is a little bit more subtle. It's not as bright and mirror-like of a shine as the shell Cordovan, but it does have a really nice polished, sort of smooth look to it that I really like. It's a little bit less of an aggressive luster when you compare it to something like the shell Cordovan. Now let's talk about feel, because Chromexcel perhaps has one of the best feels that I've ever felt in a piece of leather. It's very, very rich feeling, and it's because the leather is hot stuffed with an incredible amount of waxes, oils, and greases. So in fact, this leather is about 50% wax. And you can see here, when I rub my finger underneath the leather, we get a little bit of a color change. And what this is called is a pull-up effect. And it's something that Chromexcel has become very well known for, is that pull-up effect. All we're doing when you see that color change happen is we're mobilizing the waxes, oils, and greases in the leather. And then you can see, you can sort of move those waxes back into place to sort of darken the color back to its original form. It's one of the two parlor tricks we like to show here on the leathers that we do. Now let's talk about the feel on the shell Cordovan, and it's very unique and different from any other leather that you will find, and that's because it does not have any grain at all. It's actually a dense fiber layer called the shell that is found in all the hindquarters of every equine animal. And when you finish that dense fiber layer, you get this super smooth feeling piece of leather that is very unique. It's unlike anything else because there is no grain at all. All right, let's compare the colors of the natural shell versus the natural Chromexcel. And I think this is an interesting difference. Most of the color that you're seeing here is from the waxes and oils that are tanned into the leather. And that's because they're both natural, meaning there's no stain applied to the leather at all. So on the left, you can see the natural shell Cordovan has a little bit more life to it, a little bit more vibrance. It's sort of like an orangey tan shade. And when you contrast that with the natural Chromexcel, it's a little bit more of like an earthy tone. It's a little bit less of a vibrant shade, and it's kind of more of like an ivory tone. So I happen to have a couple different pairs of footwear here. On the left is a natural shell Cordovan boot from Viberg that I just recently polished up with some Venetian shoe cream that is now back in stock. A lot of people have been picking that up, and you should be getting a shipping confirmation for that if you haven't already received it. I think we're shipping all those out today. But I polished up this boot with a nice application of that Venetian, and it gives it a great luster. And take a look here. It's just a well-wearing leather, the shell Cordovan. The big unique thing about the shell is that it never creases. So you can see where the toe is, where the toe meets sort of the body of the boot. There's no delamination and pebbling in the leather. It's super smooth, and that's the unique thing about shell is it never delaminates to get you that sort of pebbled look, where every other leather in the world will have a bit of creasing. And I wanted to talk about the Venetian cream here just for a quick second, because people had asked me, well, what's the difference between the Venetian cream and the Saphir Cordovan cream? Well, the Venetian cream I find to be a little bit more versatile, and I find it to have a little bit less of an aggressive shine to it. So if you're looking for a super mirror-like shine on the Cordovan, I think the Saphir is the way to go. But some people aren't super into that mirror-like finish. I think the Venetian is good on the shell. It's not as bright and shiny, but the good thing about Venetian is you can use it on all types of leather. So we found great results using the Venetian on Chromexcel and Dublin, as well as the shell Cordovan. Okay, let's take a look at some of the items that we're shipping out today. And I wanted to start off with a natural Chromexcel item, since that's one of the topics of the day. I've got a natural Chromexcel Horween leather belt, and we make these in a few different sizes. The leather that we use for this is extra thick, heavyweight leather from Horween. And I think the natural Chromexcel is probably the most popular color right now, but we also make a brown Chromexcel. And by special request, we've been doing black Chromexcel. What's special about these belts is that they're extra comfortable because they're unlined, and we actually finish the unintended side of this leather with a hard resin finish, so it gives it a little bit of a smoother appearance, a little bit more of a clean look. All right, the next item here is a natural Chromexcel Bugs Moran. This is a little bit more of a minimalist card holder that I intended to be more for like a front pocket wear. The idea for this wallet came from making the Tony the Ant without a bill slot. This is the Johnny the Fox in natural Chromexcel. This is our most popular wallet style right now, and I think that's just because it's the most relatable wallet that we do. It's a traditional bifold where we have a cash slot in the back, but there's also 6 card slots with 2 hidden card slots on the inside, which I think most people are very familiar with. Next up is that natural Chromexcel Frank the Enforcer from earlier in the video. This is another minimalist card holder that's designed more for a front pocket wear. This one can hold cash inside the larger top slot here, but it will fold US dollars folded in half. And then there's 3 card slots, 2 on the front and 1 on the back. And here's the other Frank the Enforcer. This one is the natural shell Cordovan. You can see right away the difference in color on this guy. It's just a little bit more vibrant in the shell Cordovan. And here's another natural shell Cordovan piece. This is our Apple Watch band, which people have been picking up a lot of Apple Watch bands from us recently. I really like how the natural shell pairs with the black hardware on these Apple Watch bands, but we can also make them in silver hardware. And here's another Apple Watch band with the silver hardware that I mentioned. This one is in the extra thick English tan Dublin, and it's actually the watch strap that I'm wearing right now, and I've been wearing it for a few months. I'm really enjoying it. We use the same leather on this particular strap that we use on the belt. So it's extra thick, 8 to 9 ounce leather. It's a little bit more of a bold, chunky look for a watch band. So here's another English tan Dublin piece, but this is on our flagship Fat Herbie wallet. This is actually still, after 10 years, my favorite wallet style. I just find it to be the thinnest back pocket wallet around. I'm just a back pocket wallet kind of guy, so I tend to gravitate more towards this style. Let me give you a look at the edges here. We do a really nice job in our shop here, hand burnishing and waxing the edges. And to me, on the Dublin leather in particular, it almost looks like a stained piece of wood. Up next here, this is the classic Color 8 shell Cordovan. So if you take that natural shell from earlier and you apply some sort of reddish brown burgundy shades to it, this is what you get. It's the same piece, just with stains applied, and Horween makes a handful of different colors, but the color number 8 is the most popular color along with the black shell Cordovan. It's a really nice sort of burgundy wine color. Some angles, when I tilt it, the color changes a bit and it might appear a little bit more of a dark brown, and then other angles, a little bit more of these burgundy red tones appear. All right, let's finish off the video today with some more watch bands. This is a really beautiful marbled Color 8 piece, and take a look at the keepers here, the parts that hold the strap in place. We cut some nice tan parts to the keepers on this that give a nice little contrast to this Apple Watch band. And here's another shell Cordovan piece. This is a little bit more of a rare color. This is the color number 4 shell Cordovan, which is slightly lighter than the Color 8. I read this one as more of a medium brown with reddish undertones, and that's because the Color 4 and Color 8 are pretty similar. It's just a different amount of dye that is used for each of them. All right, the last item for the day, I wanted to end on my favorite shell Cordovan color here. This is the Amaretto shell Cordovan on our 2-piece watch strap, and we make the 2-piece watch straps in a few different sizes. So we start at the smallest of 18 millimeters and we go up to 24 millimeters. Sometimes people ask us to make odd numbered sizes, and we can do that. We can actually turn this 18 millimeter into a 17 millimeter, for example. A lot of people end up asking us for 19 millimeter straps. And we can absolutely do that. Can do it in any shell Cordovan color. The only challenge for us is we have to pick a little bit of thicker leather for these straps because they're unlined. And I like the unlined straps because the reverse side of the shell Cordovan, when that is worn in, it sort of polishes itself and it just becomes the most comfortable strap that I've ever worn. And a lot of people tell me it's the most comfortable strap that they've ever worn. All right, I got to pick a stunner of the day, and we're going to go with this natural Chromexcel Bugs Moran, and I think it's because of the pull-up on the backside here. Just look at how dramatic the difference between the table color and the pull-up color is on this leather. And I should explain very quickly is if you take a piece of leather and just toss it on a table, that's what we call the table lie, and that's how we describe the color of the surface of the leather. But once you start to flex it, increase it, mobilize a little bit of those waxes and oils, that's the pull-up color, and you can see a great example of the difference between the table color and pull-up color on this particular piece. So we got a lot of great stuff going out today. I can't wait for you to have them. Thank you so much for checking out the video. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.